Welcome to Quantum Breakthrough Day 10. I got the one, the only Mr. Lyriq Bent, a good friend of mine. He's taking time out of his day to join me in this morning, and thank you very much for joining me, Mr. Bent.
No problem. You know how we do it.
So today, we're trying to talk about turning something that happened to you, or turning a bad experience or a failure into something positive. Either learning a lesson from that and moving on, or kind of how that in turn worked to push you to do something positive. So do you have anything to share as far as that?
Nothing is a failure if nothing is attempted.
Exactly.
And so everything that I do, I learn something from it. And sometimes I'm aware and sometimes I'm not. And it's those times when you're not aware that are important, because you're not doing it out of motive. You're doing it because you're just motivated by whatever it is. You just got to pay attention. But one of the biggest things that I do recall, that I do actually remember, and I can always go back to and relate to, is, just looking at the fact, me being an actor. It was never anything I wanted to do.
Right. Because you said you what were you like? You studied in college, computer?
Yeah. Computer graphics design.
Yeah. See, how do you go from computer graphics to actor?
Well, hey, listen, it's all creative, I guess. But when I did, it's not like I did it with that intention.
Right.
An actor. I had no idea I was going to be in entertainment at all. But I was kind of founded by the business. I was going door to door selling services, long distance phone services, and that was a big deal for me, because I was totally out of my comfort zone doing that, because I was dealing with people, especially people I didn't know, and I wasn't really a people person. I didn't grow up around people. I was just in a very small circle, very small comfort zone, and usually that's what it is for most people who grow up in the hood. You just kind of grow up in a circle, and so I was concerned about being, on the doorsteps of white folks and having them, throw racial slurs at me, and me, fighting on their stool and the stoop and getting, arrested and stuff. That was my concern. But I had to kind of, figure out how to make some money, because I had lost my job due to downsizing in the early 90s and mid 90s, and I decided I'll do that instead of slinging rock or doing anything illegal, because I had my little boy to take care of. And so doing this and having little old white ladies actually saying, really nice things to me, as opposed to what I thought was going to happen. Saying, you got such a great smile, you're such a handsome young man, you look familiar, are you a model, do you act? You should be an actor. I got that every day.
Really?
If you were to average it out, it was every day I got that.
That's
for the 4 months
crazy.
I did this job. Yeah, so the universe kind of...
So it was calling you.
It was calling me, and it definitely set me up for taking that first step, because any success comes with that first step. Right. And if it were left up to me, that step would have never been taken, because it was never in my mind to do that, and nor did I ever see it. So something else bigger than me had to take some sort of action for me to be able to follow up. And it was a young man that was one of my coworkers that was out with me one day. We were kind of pounding the pavement as a team, and he was hearing all this feedback from people, and he was a wannabe actor. And so he basically said to me, "Listen, Lyriq, this is what I wish I had that happen to me. This is what any actor wants and needs." And he says to me, "If I make more money than you today, I'm going to introduce you to an acting coach. I'm going to give you a business card." And he said, "But if you make more money, I won't bother you about this anymore." And the rest is history. That's kind of how it is. And I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm going to do something, I do my very best to make sure that I do it. Unless it's out of my hands and I can't fulfill it, I'm going to do what I say I do. And so I went and I saw this acting coach, and I was so devastated.
Why is that?
When I attended his class, 3 weeks later, I attended the class. I signed up for the class. I attended the class, and I wanted to do some acting, but we were doing stupid activities. I don't know if you've ever been in an acting class, but you do a lot of silly activities, a lot of stupid games, a lot of things that have nothing to do with acting. So I thought, and I was just really bothered by the whole thing of me even being there. Like, what am I doing there? And, all these little white kids and me, this black boy, looking at these little rich white kids. Like, it was just a weird environment. I was downtown for the first time in my young adult life. I've never been downtown before. And this all took place in Toronto, by the way.
Okay.
So it was kind of a different world. And so I had all these little things in my mind that I thought I understood about the world and other people. And the first time they actually gave us sides or a small script, I'm like, okay, finally some acting.
Yeah.
And then I still remember the sides. It was a little one pager, and it was about me coming home from work and my wife sitting in the empty apartment, and I'm in shock because there's no furniture. And I come in and I say, honey, where's all the furniture? And she says, they took it. And I said, who took it? The moving men. Which moving men? And I said, the moving men for the company. They came and took the furniture. and this was the scene. And I had it all memorized, and I went above and beyond to memorize this thing. We had 15 minutes to kind of, put this thing together real quick, and each group were going one at a time. They'll present it. It was recorded, and then when they were all done, we all sat down in a group, and the teacher played it back. And some were funny in the sense that they had no idea what they were doing. They looked real silly. Right. And then mine came up, and I was devastated because I saw myself the first time people actually saw me and not a mirror image. And I thought to myself, wow, I don't like myself. No, really. It was a very devastating moment. I don't like what I see. I just had a mini meltdown, and
is it because you thought you could do so much better? Like you had a different vision for yourself?
It was a combination of everything. It was a combination of, I thought I was like killing this thing, and I looked and I saw how horrible of an actor I was, or that I wasn't an actor, period. And physically how I looked. I didn't like the way I looked. And that bothered me because, like, how do you change the way you look? The way you look is the way you look. And what it was, as I come to realize, it's not that I didn't like what I saw. It's just I've never seen it before. I've never really seen myself before, and so seeing myself for the first time was a shocker. And people know what they look like now because of phones like what we have, smartphones. Look, we have
right.
So it was a totally different time, and it was a total shocker. And I got into a big argument, somewhat of a fight with the acting coach because I was trying to turn the machine off, and he wouldn't turn it off. And into a little argument, and it was more than a little argument. And he basically told me to leave, and I told him I paid for this. I ain't going nowhere. And I sat down in the back of the class, and you could hear my breathing because the room got so quiet. And you could hear my breathing. I was so angry and so upset and disappointed because now I really wanted to get out of there, but I wasn't going to allow this teacher to talk about me to these kids after I left and use me as an example.
Right.
So
you refused.
I refused. So I stayed there out of my own pride, my bruised pride and ego. I sat in my misery for the duration of the class, and I left. And I played that moment over and over in my mind. Even to this day, I still play that moment over into my mind. And that moment is what made me attend the following class and the following class. And for 4 years, I went to class religiously. And I didn't participate in class. I just sat and I took notes and I watched, and I just mentally made it all make sense to me until I got to a point of understanding, not even comfort, but a point of understanding of what I needed to do to come across as somebody who had this acting thing down to a certain degree.
It's crazy that you said that. It's just like it was just something that was so frustrating in the moment to you. Something that was so it hurt to be at the back of that class, to not perform like you wanted yourself to perform, but then to come back and to continue to do it. That's probably where the greatness was created, huh?
I believe so, but let me tell you, while that was happening, that was not in my mind that I'm finding greatness or anything like that.
It was more of what was it?
It was pride.
Yeah.
It was pride and just a really bruised ego. The ego is a very dangerous thing, but it's also a very helpful thing if you're truthful.
Right.
If you're mindful and you're truthful and know that that's what's in play and nothing else. Because of my ego, I continued to go back because of my pride not allowing me to walk away in defeat, because there was hope for me. So
yeah,
and so I just kept going back, and this was a beginner's class, and I did that beginner's class I think 3 times. I did that class over and over, and at least 3 times, where I noticed that a lot of the kids, they were so caught up in making it to the next level that they weren't really leaving each level with what they were supposed to be, the right tools. It all comes back around where I understand that it's all about truth. It's all about honesty. That's what the art of acting is done best, when that is present. And so even as a young kid, not even understanding the business, I understood the power of honesty and the power of truth. And I always lived by that, not knowing that I had the tools already in place to do what I'm doing. But it took years of, just being in the sauce, just like walking aimlessly in it. And then you put everything together, make it all make sense to you, and then you can come up with the understanding of what I'm talking about right now. I didn't know about for years, but I had it. Just didn't know I had it.
That's so profound, man. Fresh in the business, fresh in the industry, being a black man, and then also being your own kind of visionary. And what I mean by that is you wanting to represent yourself in certain roles in order to continue your career. Like, as we talk sometimes, you like to say, hey, I like to do things that challenge me. I like to do things like I want to pick it. I don't want to be squeezed or pinned or forced into something because if I'm gonna do this, I like to do it my way. So how is that approach? Has that approach been since the very beginning? And if not, how were you able to put yourself in a place to have that approach?
I've always been that way. Very first job that came my way was an actual offer, and I turned it down because it fell into the category of things that I was not going to do. I think we tend to know more of what we don't like or what we don't want as opposed to what we want. The sky's the limit when it comes to, possibilities. Thing that I learned, I apply in every aspect of my life, not just in acting, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to imitate life. Or is it life imitating art? Who knows? The egg or the chicken. But at the end of the day, it's still valuable, and you can use it in different scenarios and situations, and I tend to find myself doing that, and I'm glad that I am the way that I am. Yeah, or haters, but what they don't realize is that I'm scared as heck as anybody. All choices that are made aren't done with confidence. I'm just confident that I know I can make a choice, but I don't know it's going to work out. But you got to make a choice. So make it with confidence. Do it with conviction, and maybe you can manipulate the circumstances in the universe by that confidence.
Exactly.
Confidence is a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
So that's how I equate it. Is there any truth to that for anybody else? I don't know, but that's how I see it for myself.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. It's Quantum Day Breakthrough Day 10, and thank you again.
You're quite welcome, man. Good luck with everything. Have a great day, and we'll catch up soon. I'll catch you at your next game.
All right, sounds good, man.
All